Depends on how you want to twist it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome on in, and hi to the raiders. Thank you so much for the raid, Malachi Gaming. I hope you come on. Yeah, that's not where. Brain. Yes. Overexcited a little bit. Lilith. Hello. Welcome on, raiders. I hope you enjoy your time here for our 13th episode of Rails of Mourning, our Noir Eberron game that... Yeah. Erathon! Hello! I'm just gonna, like... The underlying theme is pulp noir. And that's about it.
Yes, we're doing a great job of ruining that, aren't we?
We're trying very hard. What you got?
Oh, this is a Japanese whiskey.
It's a nondescript. This
channel is 18 plus. It's alcoholic.
No, it's nondescript.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going, I'm going. I could have a shot of Fireball.
Not too much of a fan of Fireball, but I also don't really like cinnamon drinks. So.
Isn't it also like 5 o'clock in the morning your time?
It's 5:40. I'm allowed.
Sun hasn't. Wait, has the sun gone up yet?
No, not quite.
So it's still fine. And yes, this channel is 18 plus for various reasons.
And I'm on leave for a month, so I can do whatever the hell I want.
Nice.
Anywho, welcome
Or
on
I
in.
could go after.
Let's get started. Let's not get stuck in tangents because that's the thing that we tend to do.
Tangent.
And let's quickly do a few things, otherwise Twitch will scream at me.
Yeah.
The music you are hopefully listening to right now is City Walk by John Patticini. You can find that one over at the YouTube library of royalty-free stuff. Sound effects and music during the game will be by Sirenscape. The overlay, starting screen, and the map were made by me in Incarnate. The beautiful character art that you can see all around was made by Romulus. I also realized that I forgot to turn on Psycole's camera. I will be fixing that right now.
Oh, goodness.
Romulus, Nat.
Oopsie doodle.
You can find Nat's stuff over here. And
I've also got a new video out today.
yes, I saw it earlier. And
Your comment.
over there by Romulus, up in the corner, you see a tiny little thing that was made by Pointy Hat. You can find that over on Pointy Hat on YouTube. It's the chest weasel.
Yes. The evil as it is.
My what, you say?
The
My
chest
chest weasel, we mean a weasel that lives in chests, not a weasel that has a penchant for female chests or anything like that.
I mean, it's Fae, so what it has penchant for, we don't know. It likes to eat frustration, which makes Remus very much not happy with it.
You could almost say frustrated.
Yes!
It's the therapy weasel.
It is. Well, it also causes a lot of the frustration, so, you know. Where did that character...
We would all die for it.
So, while I fix these cameras, let's go around the table, introduce ourselves, and such. And let's start with Andy. Who are you playing?
I'm Andy. I'm playing. I can read on the screen. I'm playing Craren, apparently. I'm a bit confused today. But yes, Craren Rerent. He's a wizard, information broker, and all around trying to be a normal person in a completely normal setting where he enjoys all the normal hobbies, such as breathing air and walking with his leg.
Just his one leg.
Singular leg.
No. Psycole, just no. Speaking of completely normal, Terris, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi. Hello, I'm Sir Terris, your friendly neighborhood ferret. Today I will be playing Oren Weaver, the albino drow bard who just very recently got murdered by a bat.
That will
Only
never
slightly
stop.
murderized.
That will never stop being funny. Psycole.
Hi, I'm Psycole. I am playing Remus Doldor, as we discovered earlier on. He has a thing for doors. The barbarian, yes, Kalishtar barbarian, even with a new named weapon, off the back of the fight pre-Christmas. Yes. Impaler spawn, something like that. I can't remember. We call it something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Nat.
Hello, I'm Nathan. I play Romulus Doldorn, the Kalashtar Hexblade or Warlock. Ta-da!
And oh, I forgot. Sorry, Lilith. Thank you so much for doing it as well. If you want to know what you can do to help or hinder the party, you can do what Lilith did way up there in the chat and type in !perks in the chat. For example, you can do hero points, which are these diamonds that let the party either automatically succeed on the roll, stabilize someone who is on death saves, or petition the DM for shenanigans. Speaking of DM, hi, it's me. I am Ardana or Joe or Oyuder if most of my players have any say in it. I am not even fighting it anymore. I am the GM and channel runner around these parts, and yeah. Things happen. It's been a long time since we played last. I am very eager to get started because there is so much fun I have lined up. Anyone want to give us a recap of what happened last time?
I died.
This is
True
true.
facts.
So last time, I believe it's my job normally to do these. So even I wasn't really paying attention because I was having carpet fitting at the same time. Last time we arrived at the tavern, had some stew and some ale, and then were asked to help with a slight problem in the basement. And boy, was the problem in the basement. We went down and we had some fun with a vampire spawn. Getting the jump on us. Oren almost died, and then the bat finished them off. We did a little bit of shenanigans involving the battle axe and pinning said vampire spawn to the ground, whilst the rest of the party cleared up the various different creatures that were down there. And then Kraran came in clutch with a revivify to make sure Oren was able to get back up.
Baron is best.
Yes. We have completed some looting, and I believe we are still at the bottom of the cavern, possibly in the process of deciding how much we wish to pretend Oren has already died to get extra compensation from the barkeeper.
All right. Yeah, that's basically what happened. There was some discussions about a glowing tree and some statues, but yeah, you got the gist of it.
Did we keep the? I can't remember. Did we take the skulls in the end to have eternal flames inside the door?
Yes.
Well, you
Yeah.
did take the skulls. I'm not sure if you wanted to, if you mentioned eternal flames inside the door, or if you wanted to leave one in the base or in the cellar that led to the basement.
I have no memories of this.
I think we were
just
going to
remember
make a little sort of lit area in the basement. Is what we were going to do.
Oh, that's what I meant. Like in our
Yep.
door adjacent basement thing.
Also, I just have to. I know if you've been on my Discord server, which is something we have, you've seen me
Yeah,
posting
we do
pictures
have
of this. But Andy got me a stress ball.
I love it.
So adorable.
What is it? Is it a penguin?
It's a penguin.
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 I've got my own stress ball. She's called a cat, and she's currently eating half my hand. And the reason why I've been holding my nose is because she stood straight up onto my desk and farted several times.
Oh, lovely. I have like 6 of those, but my 17-year-old one is currently chill next to me.
No, she's very gassy. In fact, I'm fairly certain she's just farted again.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have one of those. Her name is Callie, and we can't
Recognition.
give her anything that is not just cat kibble, or she turns into a gas monster. And she likes
Yeah.
to sleep on top of my head. So
Mine doesn't really fart, but yeah. After it's been to the litter box, it's a hazard zone in the hallway. So yeah, I'm talking about. He's in the hallway, just glaring at me right now. So you know.
just how dare you talk about my bathroom habits?
Yes, he's like. All right, tiny thing again. Let's. But yes, you can have a point of inspiration for that recap. I know that you, Psycole, like to do the recaps for that reason, because you actually tend to use your inspirations. Hint, hint to the rest of the party.
I'm
After
currently
hours.
have mine. I don't need. Does anyone wish to have it bounced? Because I didn't need to use mine last time. So if
Yeah.
anyone needs it, they may have it.
I don't know
Okay.
if I need it or not.
I'll claim it.
So
you go.
you take it.
Then go ahead and claim it.
Alright, well.
With that, if we are all as comfortable as we are going to get, let's get started. While I swap over the music.
Why
Dun
are
dun
you swapping?
dun.
Dun dun dun. Soundscape,
Carlos,
why are you
lay down.
quiet just as I said that?
Good boy. Good boy.
Alright. There we are.
High five.
Cold green eyes flashing with madness, long fangs bearing down on you. Pain, cold, screeching and fluttering, then darkness. No, not darkness. Grey, dark grey. Everything is completely grey around you, Oren. Dark, dim grey wisps of gossamer and fog. Something bright moving in the corner of your vision. White robes made from nightmare and fear. Ice grips your very soul, fear threatening to break you into pieces. Then long arms wrapping over your shoulders. Hot breath on your ear, and a laughing voice whispering, "Not yet. You're not done yet. The Dark One calls us to follow." Followed by the
Well,
scent of lavender and elderberry. Warmth wraps around you, and reality blinks to view. Your whole body hurts as you lay on the ground, staring up. Then a quick rush, you're on your feet, and voices around you talking, discussing the next step of your journey.
Well, I didn't like that at all. Not at all. I think I owe someone money.
Ah, you're finally awake.
Yeah. What happened?
Well,
You were batting for the other side.
Oh, well, I do that all the time. But, I mean, what? Ignore that. Mm.
So, to put it bluntly, you might have died,
Expired?
expired,
Shit. Shit.
bit the dust. Any other
So
kind of...
who brought me back?
I
I
did.
had virtually nothing to do with it.
Virtually?
I mean, I might have pushed a little bit of a revivify in your general direction, but other than that,
Mate,
I had
I
nothing
am-
to do with the bat biting your face off.
Mate, I am not worth the diamond dust, I swear. But thank you.
In
pay
this
you back.
Oren, in this particular instance, it's a innate magic
Oh,
that I do not expend materials on.
oh. Okay. So I won't pay you back. I owe you my life.
That's a different argument, but you owe me nothing more than being alive and well, healthy might be a bit of a stretch in this current condition, but alive is enough.
Oh yeah, Oren, you have 1 hit
Right.
point. You're very hurt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right. He is going to then just, go healthy. Let me see. I think I can do something about that.
I do have
And
a
he,
health potion, by the way, if you wanted that.
he is just going to, hang on, I've got a very itchy ear suddenly. He's just going to very quickly healing word himself for, 7 hit points.
Mhm.
Oh, why am I on 7 hit points? Did someone heal me?
Yes.
Okay, so I am now on 14 hit points. That works. I need to fix that on there. I've forgotten how to use this thing.
A click'em thing.
Whilst Oren is
There we go.
sorting himself out, I will go over and retrieve my axe.
Yep.
From the chest of the vampire spawn.
Did you ask that? Did you ask that a question?
I did ask it a question.
Good.
It's what we asked whether or not it wished it to lay down permanently.
And I hope the answer was
There was a little bit of wailing and hissing, I believe.
good.
I couldn't quite hear through my hammer hitting her head.
Give me an athletics check.
Smack and thwack.
We had a bit of a disagreement.
Yeah.
The DC is not very high. I just want to see if you roll a 1. Because that would have been
21.
funny. No, yeah. You have absolutely no problems just yanking the axe out. The haft of it is just not very nice. There's bits of bone and stuff stuck to it.
Can I see that for a second?
What, the axe?
Yeah.
Sure. And
He is going to prestidigitate it clean for you.
Aw, I kind of wanted it as a trophy. Just to prove how hard the fight was down there. Now you're going to make me drag the spawn upstairs instead, aren't you?
Well, see, after a while, blood starts to stink.
Yes. It smells nice.
Yeah. That's a word for it. Not a word I would use.
I mean, you just kind of get used to it after a while, right?
No.
Okay. Fine.
No, it's always bloody smelly.
I wonder whether or not there's going to be any more vampires in this journey and whether or not it might be worth getting some silver.
Well, I mean, you can never be too careful. Might be worth by stocking up on a bit of garlic as well.
I don't quite think garlic works, although it might improve the cooking.
It's actually very good for you. Very good for the heart.
Yeah, garlic's very good.
Does in any rendition of D&D besides D&D, before it was released, garlic actually do anything with vampires?
I mean, you can give me a history or nature check.
I mean, fine, I guess.
I'll do it as well because I'm curious.
Yeah, that's a
No idea.
That's a double.
two at once.
That's
Both
just-
of you.
Just purely for the shits and giggles, 2 seconds. Considering
Yes.
I have minus 1 to my intelligence. There we go.
What check is this?
History or
Rolling history. So we have 2 nat
Or
ones
nature.
and a 3 with a -1 modifier down to 2.
Abby.
Great. We're
Wow.
the most stupid bunch in the history of ever.
I rolled a 6.
Oh, Jesus.
All of you
I
are
fear for-
you're pretty sure that garlic doesn't really do anything, but you're not entirely sure. It might just be the smell.
Oh,
To be mildly fair, if you rub enough garlic on yourself, everyone is repelled of you.
Yes.
that is true.
So,
Isn't that a cure for a headache if you rub it on your feet, or is that onions?
I think that might be onions.
Romulus, where are you heading?
Oh, I'm very curious as to how deep this water is because I've noticed this section here, which is kind of blocked off by the water. Is this like a really deep thing, or is it just like a really shallow, like wall across?
Yeah, we're done with that. Yeah.
It's a little bit hard to see exactly. The water is moving and it's very dark, but judging by the sides of it and looking into the water, you'd guess maybe waist height at its deepest.
Anyone want to come along and have an explore of this little unchecked area?
Yeah.
We may get wet.
I mean, yeah. While we're down here, let's.
Sure. Thorough exploration
Well, I'm up for anything.
is normally a good idea.
All right. You're heading into the water, and Romulus, the moment you've set foot into the water, you feel that it's cold. Your leather boots are slightly insulating you against the cold, but by the time it hits your knee, which is as deep as, like, if you're following the cliffside, that's as deep as it goes. But by the time it hits your knee, it's almost painfully cold.
Well, thank God it doesn't go any higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, be careful. It might be a bit chilly.
All right.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Player question.
Yes.
Just for tits and pickles, observing things and doing stuff. I'm just contemplating the part where, yeah, let's explore this, and then we'll be out. And for the sake of argument, my Kryren is thinking to himself that, well, we should be out in a moment. He's contemplating just misty stepping across the bits, because he figures that we'll be relaxing anyway, not from here.
Oh yeah, you can do that. You're gonna be just on, like the water line on the other side, because it's 30 feet across. But you can
Yes.
do it, yeah. You will land it like with your
But
heel in the water.
He
but-
will wade in the water anyway, because if there was a fucking vampire spawn over there. He's not gonna waste any. But he's really severely considering it because just like I hate getting wet if I can avoid it.
Are you grumbling that you hate getting wet?
Yes.
So once you're across, because Orange is going to trudge on through quite happily, even though it's cold. He likes the cold. He will press the digitate you dry on getting to the other side.
Thank you.
It's
You're
just occurred to
completely
me,
ruining this for me.
you've got that like permanently hot or warm cube, no?
Oh yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah, would
It-
that not like speed up the drying process?
I mean, yes,
Slightly.
but now it's also magically dry. But at the same time, it's more of a. Cryon doesn't mind the whole swimming around in the pond type bits. It's more of a having wet clothes after the fact.
It does speed it up slightly. Instead of taking hours to dry your clothing, the whole area around you warms up to 35 degrees Celsius, which is warm. It's hot.
It is, but at the same time, it's like I'm not cold and wet.
Yeah, exactly. So while it won't take hours to clean your clothing, it will still take an hour and a half. But yeah, at least it won't be cold and wet. So
Oren will happily press the digitate dry anybody who wants to be dry.
okay. So all of you are waiting over there. So I'm gonna move the camera. And nope. That's where you're at. Let's move Oren over to there. And yeah, as you step on over to the other beach, you see, when you get up, you see what looks like a large gravel area. Now, are you all using a light source or are you relying on dark vision here?
I've got dark vision, so I will just rely on that because mine's 120 feet out.
Yeah.
It's more of how I
it's-
describe it more than anything, because with dark vision
Yeah.
you can only see in shades of grey.
I'm still not over the novelty of the goggles of night, so I'm definitely using.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so all of you have dark vision, one way or another.
These are fucking neat.
As you're stepping out of the water and walking up along the beach, well, I say beach, it's a sandbank of this same kind of marble-looking white grey sand and pebbles. You are first met by what looks like two metal braziers that through cave-in and age have broken down, but you can still see like the outline of the metal that used to circle it in the sand. Romulus, as you move forward, you see a almost altar-looking construction at this you would guess was the center before something fell down on it, broke it, and then whatever it was has been cleared off. So you see this like broken altar that's leaning down in a V shape, a slight V shape. On one side, you see a bunch of burned out candles, and on the other side is a heap of what looks like a rotted parchment. And then to the left, right, and in front of you are three more of those cracked braziers. And to the left and right of you are broken statues.
Very, very curious. I wonder what the significance of this place was.
Well,
need.
Don't look at me. I normally break things.
Huh.
Oh,
Is there
an
anything
R.
legible
Oh, thank you.
on the parchment, or is it like completely rotted away? And
Give me an investigation check while I'll give Oren the hero point that Faith and Nice so
If
kindly.
I have it, I will give you bardic inspiration.
Unless you've used it up, you should have. Paste.
Yeah, I'm gonna check to see if I've used it up.
I don't think you got a chance to.
I don't think I had a chance to, no.
No, I don't think so.
Where do I see bardic inspiration on this thing?
If you're looking on, did you add that?
I've
to
got-
you?
I've got one left. So I've
Okay.
got two left, so I'll just take one away and give you bardic inspiration, so you can potentially do a little bit better.
okay, well, I've rolled a 16, so might be worth saving that for later, just in case.
Yeah.
Right. With a 16, you do see that like, whatever ink, was used to write on these parchments has mostly been smudged by a kind of like greenish black mold and rot, but in some places you can still read it. And what languages do you speak?
Well, I have.
Wait, didn't you take
I
Eyes
took
of the
a rune.
Runekeeper?
I did.
Yes. So you can read all languages. You look over what
You can read them, but do you understand them?
you're not entirely sure. It looks like common, but from what you can see, it looks kind of like a shorthand. It's or quick notes, and reading over what few words and the things you can parse together, it looks like a sermon of some sort.
Interesting.
And it with a 16, which is still kind of high, it talks of an eternal promise and leading the masses.
Interesting. Okay, so from the looks of this, we've got this parchment has got some legible stuff on it I can read. Kind of sermon stuff, talking about eternal promises and stuff.
So in line with what we saw earlier, it would make sense to assume that it has to be of some degree or otherwise a religious.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
But quite a place. Like, I'm curious as to how long this place has been down here. Because clearly it's been here for like a very, very long time. But like, I'm just curious about like what this place was all for and what they were doing.
If you want, you can give me a straight up. No, it would be a survival check to see, like, compare this area with the other stuff you've seen.
Okay. Not very good.
I'm here. I'm just gonna mute for a second. My Kelpie is howling outside.
Okay. Yeah, no, all the things you've seen down here is old.
Yeah.
You guess maybe as old as the other stuff.
Okay.
Craren is rummaging around the pebbles and just lifts and bends and just casually lifts rocks and just to see if is there anything of interest here?
You can give me a investigation check. Yeah.
23 should at least be able to tell if there is anything. If he's smart enough to actually be able to understand what it is and use it, that's a different story.
Oh yeah, no. With the 23, you poke around, and what at first where you're at looked like another pile of just rubble from a cave-in. You find is a statue, another one, and it looks like puzzling bits of it together. It's identical to the other statues that you have found. Same kind of outfits, same kind of armor, everything. And with a 23, you do find, like, comparing these statues with the brazier that's also right next to you, the statues are much older. And I'd say with a 23 investigation, at least 2,500 years. It's been here a while. The brazier next to you, maybe 100.
So just before kindergarten.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You also find on this particular statue that you're looking at, you find what looks like it's carved out from a carved necklace or amulet that the statue was wearing. It has a mask and what looks like a ruby under it, or a gemstone. Using your dark vision, you can still only see shades of gray, but it has a gemstone with a mask attached to it, and it looks like it's was hanging. Like you see a carved, what looks like a chain that's attached to it. The whole thing is just smashed to bits by rocks that fell from the ceiling and the wall.
Oh dear.
Casually roof rocks, like you do. Seismic activity or just, casually falling?
You gather that probably age. Considering how old this statue is and the location and the shape and condition of all the other stuff you found, probably something has rumbled above and caused rocks to fall loose. And with the last 100 years of activity, maybe a war machine passed over it. Something heavy that just caused rocks to fall down.
Makes sense. Am I back? Can you guys see me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep, we
Okay,
can hear
good.
you. Let me see. I'm gonna send you guys an image of the statue of the carving around this guy's neck. This one is in color because I didn't change it. But it's like this big, like an amulet that hung on someone's chest.
Let me find.
Ah, yeah. A thingamajiggers.
Yes. So about yay big as an emblem or an amulet of some sort on this stone statue. But yeah, it has been smashed to bits, and you don't get the whole image but enough of it so that you can make out this shape. With a 23 investigation, you can make out this shape.
Excellent.
Hey. Oren.
Yes.
And what are you doing?
Oren, I think, is just poking around, looking at various things, looking at the structure, trying to figure out from the things that the rest of them have seen, basically, what kind of culture and or race might have been responsible for this area.
Give me an investigation or history check.
Okay, let me see.
Cat, half of you is facing out.
Both of those are the same. He rolled a nat one.
It's really
4.
hard to tell. Most of these statues are smashed to shit by falling rocks, and you're not entirely sure about this region's history overall. Like, everyone knows about the last war. It was a big thing with capital letters, but you're not sure about the rest of this continent's history.
Yes.
As a little side note out of game, I saw like this pretty good comparison where Art Deco is Dwarven and Art Nouveau is Elvish, and I thought,
oh yeah, absolutely. Like, from your poking around and prodding and such, I'd say with your knowledge of like, from just being alive, from just being an elf who's been alive for a while, this is a curious blend of elven and human.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Yeah, he'd make a comment on it, but just he'd tell them to keep in mind he's no expert, but
so
yeah. He was basically just thinking subterranean is this drow, but probably not.
No, probably, like, it's not something you recognize from where you grew up. So probably, and you're not familiar with the continent of Corvair as a rule.
No.
But it doesn't look like something you recognize. So that's why you're thinking maybe elven and human, because most humans live in Corvair, which is the continent you're which is the continent that you're currently on. Yeah, I just had an air bubble. And where, like, most humans live on the continent of Corvair, most elves live in Valinar and that region. Most drow that you're from live in Zendrik.
Yes.
But of course they're spread out all over. And then you have Sarlona, which is where Kalashtar are generally from. Not that our resident Kalashtar would necessarily know that.
Fair. Very fair.
Craren is muttering to himself that, appreciating, general finer details and the handiwork of people. It's a shame that these statues should have been smashed. Time is a thing, and it is, but it's a shame. It looks like they would have been quite glorious when they were made. I mean, from the fragments, says what you can tell is that it's a really fine surfaces, smooth, polished, and
Oh, yeah.
now it's just smashed to pieces.
Oh yeah, from what you can tell, from what all of you could see from looking at the different statues, whoever made these was a master sculptor. So they probably cost a hefty penny to create. Or commission.
It is a shame that these are down here, and they ended up in this condition.
I mean, at the same time, it's a safe place. You don't have to worry about things like heavy things falling on you, weather, seasons. And if it's a place of worship, it's protected. Yeah, I can see why they made things down here.
Yeah, that's true. Very true indeed.
Right.
Now, with that out of the way, shall we head back topside?
Most definitely.
We'll need to lie down after that.
I know I do. Absolutely.
Rest more than just a sore shoulder.
Yeah.
All right. You heading over? Are you bringing the vampire spawn, or are you leaving her down there?
That's a good question. Huh.
Instead of trying to lug up that basically like literal dead weight, we could like maybe pull out one of the teeth as like proof, maybe.
Or the head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if there's actually that's the thing. If there's anything left of the teeth and the head.
Oh, now you're going to moan that I killed it with the head by whacking it around the head, aren't you?
Yes.
No identifying
dare
features.
you.
That was a badass moment.
You know what? Sod you all, and they'll pick it up and carry it.
Okay. All right. What's your strength, Remus? Like what's your athletics modifier?
+7.
Okay. Please give me an athletics check, because you're climbing up a ladder with a corpse.
Why is athletics a strength check? That should be I don't know, dexterity or something.
I mean, you have no issues. None whatsoever. You very quickly figure out that, hey, probably should have that across your shoulders or something, freeing both your hands for climbing. You have no problems climbing that ladder with the corpse.
You just yeet it up the ladder and...
Yeah, yeet it up, it gets stuck in the ladder somewhere. I kind of climb up and then just kind of one hand toss up the rest of the way and just carry on.
No problems whatsoever. It becomes a little slippery because goop on the rungs, but it's not your problem. You're the one climbing first.
And yeah, actually, he would climb first. So even if he did have it on his shoulders, he'd just let the blood trickle down his back and then slowly drip on the people below him in disgust about moaning about the fact he smashed her face in.
All right.
For the record, I was not moaning.
To be fair, Oren was not complaining at all.
Like, what you did was like bad.
It really was.
He's frustrated, and I'm fairly certain the weasel will understand why.
I can give you and the weasel a one-on-one if you want.
All right.
But as he's climbing up the ladder as well, he's muttering different things under his breath, trying to work out what he should call the axe. So he's got like, should he call it the bloody impaler, or should he call it the spawn stick, or the vampaler?
Team axe face.
Axie axe face. Yeah.
All right. The rest of you.
Hello.
Yes.
Could you please give me a athletics or acrobatics check? Again,
for fuck's sake.
the DC is not very high. I just want to see if you roll in that one.
Please roll that one.
Because the rungs are kind of slippery now.
So it's saying I've got I haven't updated my character sheet. That's why.
Yeah, I'll just.
I've got
roll
a +6
acrobatics
to Dex now, not a +5.
because I don't have a -1.
I've got -1 in athletics as well.
So technically, with acrobatics, I would have rolled a 23, not a 22. Basically.
Either way, like the DC was like 5. You're all fine. It takes a little bit of time for everyone except Oren. Well, Oren and Remus, you basically just fly up this ladder. Romulus and Craren. It takes a little bit of time. You have to like really not like work to not slip off the rungs. But eventually you manage to get up the ladder up to the cellar. So let me put you guys on that map. And you are back.
God damn it! Now I have sticky hands.
Well, once you're up, if you have mentioned this, Oren will prestidigitate you clean.
She's not there. She walked back up to the...
Well, having emerged from the ladder is but I understand you going up first, and I understand the reasoning for this. But at the same time, I now have vampire goo all over me. It's just
give me your hands. Come here.
yeah, here I guess.
Come on, let me see.
And
he will meticulously groom you with prestidigitation.
I just remember something as well.
Thank you.
Last time the bar lady saw us, you were still an elderly woman.
Yep.
He's still wearing elderly women clothes. This is a disguise.
Oh, I forgot about that.
This is a disguise that is not magical.
I forgot about that. Okay, that's fine.
So yeah, once she's in earshot. Yeah, once he's in earshot, he'll stoop over again and take the guise of this elderly woman. Just
gotcha.
Oh dearie, you're all dirty. Come here.
So
Yeah.
you assume a player observation as well. So you just casually been downed essentially by a vampire while looking like an old lady.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, this is extra. I didn't think
Yep.
about this. Oh.
Let Nana fix you.
Please tell me their outfit is like torn with holes and stuff from the vampire bite and the bat bites and stuff like that.
The shoulder is slightly torn, and you can see like teeth marks in Oren's shoulder where she clamped down. There's also like scratches and bites from bats all over Oren.
Should we maybe get that bite checked out just in case? I know it's like a vampire spawn, but
I'm sure it's fine. Like, she's already died, right? He's already died, right? Oh, you know what I
Did
mean.
we figure out it was a vampire spawn, and did players figure that out?
That is a very good question.
That is a
Oh,
very
that's
good
very
question.
Did we just read it when she hit us? I was like, vampire spawn. That's fine. We're all good.
Because I can't remember. Anyone who wants can give me a history or nature check.
I know we discussed this last session.
I know you discussed it.
But I don't know if that was a player moment, and I don't know if that was a character moment, and my brain is stuck on stupid. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I rolled a 17.
Yeah. Romulus and Oren, like judging by everything that happened, how she moved, what she did, you figured it's probably some form of vampire, and because you weren't immediately destroyed, probably a spawn. With a 17, both of you remember stories about actual, like, full-blown vampires being
significantly harder to kill than this one.
Significantly more powerful than what this creature was. And this creature heavily assisted in bringing Oren down.
Once upon a time in the far-off land of Barovia. Sorry.
Romulus, with a 17 history as well, you do remember hearing rumors that the ruling class over in Carnis had dalliances with vampires. Still, it's a rumor. You have no idea if it's true or not. But
curious bunch, aren't they, vampires?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we won't run into any more in our journey. I wouldn't want to deal with any more of them.
Oh, dearie, it's fine. It's fine.
Still, might be worth just getting you checked over or proper rest, because you do not.
Yes, a proper rest, a good cup of tea, and something to clean out the wound, and I'll be perfectly all right. There's still life in this old gal yet.
all right, you're heading up into the tavern.
Indeed.
Okay, I'm gonna move you over there, and you emerge through the trapdoor behind the counter at the Wharfside Inn. As you emerge, you find the old bard that was there when you went down, still sitting on his stool, no instrument in sight now, and looking around the counter, you can see that the loot here, there's a loot resting against the counter. The old woman, Jerica, is currently sitting in the corner on a stool with her back against the wall. She's slightly stooped because there is a rack of mugs hanging just over her. So she doesn't just clank into them as whenever she moves. She's stooping slightly.
Special delivery.
Oh!
As you say that,
Dear.
As you say that, I slam the vampire spawn's body down on top of the counter.
Oh.
It's quite dead.
Eventually.
Well. Oh dear. That was living in my.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And an awful lot of bats too, dear.
Yes. I I knew about the bats, of course, but I don't want to touch whatever that is. What is it?
Dead.
Vampire spawn, dear.
Oh.
It's double dead.
They're dead.
Oh,
They're dead. Yes.
They're dead.
I can see that it's dead. It doesn't have a head. It has half a head?
Most of a head.
Got a head, and he kind of lifts the hair up, and then presumably the hair kind of slowly rips off the skull, and the skull lands back on the thing. It had a head, and he puts the head back on the top of the face.
Well, you seem to
some
dealt
arrow.
with my problem. So,
What would
and
you have us do with it, dear?
If it stayed down there, it probably would start smelling.
Yes, I am very happy that you brought it out of the basement. I'm not entirely happy about it being in my bar. While I count up, I did promise you a reward, a substantial such, for dealing with vampire spawn. Oh dear.
Yes.
Well, if my friend was
Have
still
fun.
alive, I would have given him a earful for bringing a vampire spawn into my basement. But, as it is, he's not. Could any one of you be a deer and just outside the front door is a cart? Well, more like an elongated wheelbarrow, really. Could you just dump that there?
I'm sure
And
one
I'll
of these
have-
big, big, strong fellows can do that.
Yes. And I'll have someone just dump it in the lake at some point.
Oh, you should probably set it on fire.
I can do that and then dump the ashes in the lake. That's a good idea.
You would not want to contaminate the lake.
You could just like boil the flesh off its bones and then put the skeleton on display.
Yeah.
I
In the event that you
like-
really want a skeleton on display in the first place, I guess.
Is there a day that you celebrate the dead around these parts? Perhaps that will make a good
You do have a
Themed.
point. That is.
And I didn't smash the face up that much. So if the skull's in half decent nick and you've still got the little schnickies, then you can sit there and it's like a display piece, right?
That
Probably
is a
cast
good
branding on
idea,
its skull.
actually. I like how you think. I really like. Still,
The
if
problem
you-
today is that not enough people are drinking from the skulls of their enemies.
again, I like how you think. However, we do have a health code.
Really? In this place?
It's more of I don't want to accidentally poison my patrons, because then they won't come back and give me more money.
Yeah, but I bet there's at least a handful of patrons that you'd love to poison.
You're not wrong. Still, if any one of you could, or all of you, or not you, dear, and she looks to Oren, just, you can go sit down somewhere. Could you just leave this out on the cart? So it doesn't stink up this place before I have a chance to deal with it? I'll go and grab your reward. To be honest, I did not think you would survive. The other groups have not. So I don't have the reward on me.
I mean, there was a few extra bodies down there. Mildly decomposed and slightly gnawed on.
Yes.
Yes, that's what, to be perfectly frank, that's exactly what I thought would happen to you two. I have not been down there to see, but if you say there are dead bodies there, I believe you. Because the other groups did not come back.
We are made of stronger stuff than that, dear.
I can see that. So, please, what the hell did I call you?
Kenny.
She looks over to the elderly bard and says, Arkot, if you could be a deer and pour these fine folk whatever they want to drink, while I'll go and fetch the promised reward. and see Arcot, the bar, just like slide off the stool. Rip.
Oh, dear.
Yes. And walk around the bar and just, so what can I get you?
Fresh milk if you have it, dear. Good for these old bones.
Right. Let me see. And for the rest of you.
Ale. The half
Ale.
decent stuff.
Half decent ale. You? Points to Romulus. Muted.
Same here. I'll have a nail.
Right.
Good
And
job. I was going to say, sorry to interrupt. Good job, brother. It's your turn to carry the corpse.
Alright.
all right.
I am concerned.
Me too.
And dark and handsome. Points to Craren.
I forget. You carry wine.
We do. We have cheap wine, we have good wine, and we have excellent wine.
What perchance is excellent wine?
It's excellent. It's
Okay.
we have a really good red and a really good white.
And then you have the excellent one, which makes you not remember even yesterday.
Oh, we have that as well. But we have an excellent red and there's an excellent white. There's a rosé here somewhere, but I wouldn't call that excellent.
I'll have the excellent red, because I need to sit down and relax for a moment.
Right. Glass, mug, or pint?
Glass is fine.
Coming up. 1 milk, 2 ale, 1 wine. Coming right up.
Yep.
Take a seat. Anywhere.
Before I take a seat, I'm going to attempt to take the body out.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
Oh, this is going to... Where's strength? Okay.
It's a little bit like off balance, and a little bit cumbersome, and you get a very intimate understanding of the term dead weight. But you don't fall or face plant or anything. It's a little bit off balance, but mostly just cumbersome. You realize that not very heavy. Mostly just tall, like bony and cumbersome. It takes you roughly 3-4 minutes to carry what remains of the vampire spawn out to the cart and dumping her there and coming back in.
Can I drink his pint of ale as well as drinking my pint of ale?
How dare you?
Are you downing both of them in 3 minutes?
Yes.
Please give me a constitution saving throw.
Please.
Not for being drunk, but you to prevent yourself from chucking. There we go. You feel bubbles. There are definite bubbles in your nasal cavity, and there's absolutely like you have malt and fizzies like in your mouth, but you manage to not just hurl it up.
Oh dear.
Will you
Meanwhile,
grab this immediately from the bar, or will you, just sit down at the table with the drink, and then just casually, as Romulus comes back, just with an empty pint next to you, just finish the second one while looking at him, just out of spite.
Now you've said it like that. Yes, that's exactly what I would
Romulus, while you were outside, you noticed that the sun has set, and it is bitingly cold. You're used to walking around, even though it's only been a few days, but you're used to walking around with Crarren's heating stone, and stepping outside, it's like being slapped in the face by an ice cube.
Meanwhile,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Oren has sort of circled Craren a few times. He has a length of string that he's sort of holding up to him in various angles. Then he sits down with his milk and starts furiously knitting.
Okay. Yeah. Even just being outside for a couple of minutes, you start feeling that biting in your nose and in your ears, like it's cold.
Cold.
The building gives some shelter from the wind coming up from the lake, but it's like it's crisp, and you have that kind of slight sparkle on the snow around. Coming back in, you can feel like it's starting to tingle a bit on exposed skin. And then you see the 2 empty pints next to Remus.
I sit down next to my dear brother. So, good ale?
Very good. You should try some. Grab us another glass while I've got. Grab us another pint while it's dropped there.
Another bitch. Okay. I go and ask for a refill. If I can.
Let me do something real quick. You get a lifted eyebrow from the Arcot, but he looks over to Remus and then to you, and just takes the mug, fills it up again, and just. Your brother can really hold his liquor.
Yeah, that's not the only thing he can hold, let me tell you.
Really?
Yeah, he can hold a dead body quite well as well.
Ah, yes,
I
I did see that. I did see that. Grabs a washcloth from next to the bar and starts just wiping down the counter a little bit.
Yeah, good idea.
As you make your way back to where Remus is sitting, Jerica comes back and walks down to. Apparently, if you hold down Alt, you can move them outside the grid. And walks down to where. Oren, are you joining the others?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, let me get over there. Wait,
Okay.
Yes.
She has.
Yeah, he's sort of aggressively taken Quarren's measurements and is now
All right.
knitting furiously.
All right.
By aggressively taking Quarren's measurements, what exactly do you mean? Do you like pull out some weird tape measure and literally
pulled out a piece
start
of
wrestling
string
him?
and started marking it and the like, and is now knitting something. You barely see his hands as they're and the needles as they are basically a blur as he's knitting away.
Fair enough.
Nice. Okay. Jerica approaches your group, and in her hands you see that she's carrying what looks like a box, like a small wooden crate. It's open at the top, and sticking out of it is a like the top of a small satchel and a long leather, like a square leather enclosed box looking thing, and places it down on the table. And well, this satchel was the original reward for dealing with the pest in my basement. This should be 126 gold pieces in total in this. And she holds out the satchel to you. Considering the speed and the fact that you survived and it's been a pest for a while, I also threw in this. And she holds out the small box. You can see that it has a lid that comes off, and she lifts it. She opens the box and holds it out to you. And inside is what looks like a wooden figurine. It's a little bit hard to... It kind of looks like a toy soldier made completely out of wood, with a leather strap attached to it. And from what you can see, it's like it's been carved very intricately, and the soldier looks like it's standing with a shield up and a sword out, and where the elbow is for the shield, like the shield and the side is one, and the leather strap goes through where the arm is, so you can hang it. This is I got it years ago now. It's called a heroic charm. Now I'm an old woman. I can't use this, but I'm sure that heroes such as you have great use for it. I bought it off one of the fishing vessels. They've been up north, traded something. I thought it looked nice, and they didn't want much for it, but I've been told that it can give you that extra edge if you need it, about once per day.
I'm sure one of these fine lads would love it.
So it's yours to do what you will with.
Well, thank you, dear.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, and I'm not sure how long you'll be staying here, but I think it goes a little bit without saying, but food and drink is on the house. Can't really count the rooms, but
Yeah, that's
food
okay.
and drink at least.
Food and drink is more than enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're so
Verily.
I immediately stand up and walk over to the bar with the tankard, empty tankard.
Arcot
You
looks at you
git.
and just... I heard her. Takes the tankard, fills it up, hands it over.
Can I neck it at the bar?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, give me another Constitution save.
Yep.
I'll just drink it from the tap.
This
would be
time it's a
unsanitary,
little
yeah.
bit like it's starting to like you're starting to get full, and there's a lot of froth and foam in your nose, but not enough to actually be a proper problem. But yeah, you're starting to feel full.
Craren just eyes Romulus and then nods over at the bar and so quite get that one.
Yeah, he's fond of his ale, that's for sure.
I mean, he has a heart of gold. Don't get me wrong, but
He's
Some-
got a heart of gold and a soul full of mischief. I like it.
And a belly full of beer.
Mm.
You hear a
Most-
belch from the bar as I'm handing over the tankard for a refill.
Jerica walks up next to you, Remus, and just places a hand on your shoulder. If you throw up in here, you're cleaning it up.
It's fine. I'm sure that my dear friend over there that will be able to clean it up for me.
Oh, no. You're cleaning it up.
But she has magic. You know, the little winkly stinkly thingy.
wait, what did you call it?
Favorite moment right there.
Winkly stinkly
I've claimed
thingy.
I've claimed it. That's my favorite moment for today.
All right.
It's fine. I'll slow down now. It's fine.
Good. Now,
I don't suppose they'd have chicken pie.
if we let me check. There might be some warm still. Closed the kitchen a while back, but there might be some leftovers if you want them.
Oh, it doesn't matter if it's warm. I can heat it up myself.
All right. Jerica disappears into the kitchen for a while, and then she comes back out. No chicken pie, but I do have a roast chicken and some bread.
That will do nicely, dear.
Right. Coming right up.
Thank you.
Yeah, she vanishes for a moment, and then she comes back out with what looks like half a broiled chicken and some bread, cheese, and some butter.
Oh, yes, he is immediately making himself chicken and cheese sandwiches with that bread, butter,
Yeah.
and chicken and cheese. I think there's probably enough for everyone, so I think he makes sandwiches for all. And heats up the chicken and melts the cheese with prestidigitation.
Nice. All right. You are currently it's you, Arcot, and Jerica, and the human that you saw earlier. He's currently face down sleeping, and you're basically the only ones still awake in this tavern. So, is there anything else you would like to do, or shall we?
Time is it anyway? I
Um,
mean, not necessarily time. What time of the day is it, and how? Considering you
Late
said
evening?
other people's are okay. That's fair. Sundown kind of thing.
it was sundown when you entered the inn the first time.
Oh, well,
So
Fuck me
late
sideways.
evening right now. It's when Romulus. I'm not sure if Romulus told you,
You'll
but
have to buy me dinner first, dear.
we can have something arranged.
Sorry, Adana.
Romulus would have seen that it's been evening for a while. Sun has set and it's cold.
Mm.
I shall be
I
right
heard-
back. I can still hear
I
you.
heard-
Wow.
I heard Python
Nice.
meowing, and I was about to say, "Does Carnis need food?" And I realised I definitely got the two names mixed up there.
I mean,
You won't say no to a stack.
definitely not.
Well, that was a fun exercise, a fun bit of fun way to end the day.
Yes, a fun adventure. I, for one, cannot wait to turn in. Ugh.
Turn into what?
Potentially a vampire. Probably not.
Vampires sleep days and fly nights. They are known to be fearful of lights. And feeding's quite a trick if it's got a big kick, though impossible with a bad overbite.
What's that about a big dick?
All right. Like I mentioned, the underlying theme is pulp noir.
We get there occasionally
Yes.
via dick jokes.
From time to time, we skirt that noir taste. The rest of the time is dick jokes. So,
I mean, I literally, but before you asked me to join this campaign, I did have to say, "What's noir?" Because I don't.
yeah.
And then you said Sin City, and I was like, I haven't watched that movie, but I kind of get the gist.
Roger Rabbit.
No, I've not watched that either.
The Great
You've not
Mouse
watched Roger
Detective.
Rabbit?
No, I don't think I've watched it. No.
Sort of Blade Runner. But that's also futuristic.
I mean, I have. Yes, no, I have watched both Blade Runners, I think.
So
Yes.
basically, 50s detective.
I gathered that when we met, when we had Jason's character, and I was like, I'm definitely pitching this character the wrong way. We'll have to see how this goes.
So, anything else? I know I asked this before, but I couldn't really reply. Anything else you want to have done before hitting the sack, so to speak? Or shall we?
I think Oren's fine.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're all good too.
Yep.
I think it's safe to say that rest is of the essence.
Mm.
Okay. So, you head upstairs to the rooms that have been provided for you. And let me... How do you want to... Because I believe you got 2 rooms.
Yes, 2 twin rooms.
Yes.
I'm with me, bro.
So we're gonna unlock that, open that. And then we have the one next to that. Not that it actually matters, it's just a visual. I say having attacked you 3 times while you were sleeping so far in this campaign.
I had not noticed that trend. I am now mildly nervous about sleeping.
To be fair, 2 of the times happened while you were camping outside, and 1 happened when a bounty hunter wanted to bring you in.
Small question.
In a similar sleeping arrangement, if I remember.
Do the doors open inward or outward?
They would open outward.
Okay. So he will not move the dresser thing there in front of the door.
Ah,
Early warning system, you say?
Yeah, no, they would open outward because there's not really the space for it to open inward.
Yes.
I was about to say, don't call it fire code, not in this
No.
town.
It has nothing to do with fire code and everything to do with space. This whole damn place is a fire hazard. Everything is made out of straw and wood.
The irony is that the non-sleepers is in the same room.
Yes.
I will pop my great axe up against the inside of the door as we shut the door. There's an early warning system. Because if it falls and it clatters,
Yep.
Romulus can wake up
Yes.
because he has the bed closest to the door.
All right. Could anyone please roll me a d4?
Yes. In theory. If I can find my dice.
All right. Big yawn. Dum 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 dum. There we go. Okay. So, are you all bedding down or?
Yes.
Okay. You all bed down, and while Oren and Kraren, your rooms are relatively nice. It's quite comfortable. If a little bit warm to be under the heavy blankets and furs provided, with Kraren's heating stone in the same general area. But you quickly fall
Kraren
into
feels that DM is judging.
Hey, it is entirely up to you to crawl in under some furs with a stone that makes the whole damn area 35 degrees Celsius.
I mean, to be fair, Kraren, Noir, Oren actually sleeps.
True. So you slip
In the first place.
you slip into your trance rather quickly. It's comfortable. It's almost a little bit warm, but it's nice. You have a nice scent of wood polish furs, very finely treated furs, and a little bit of a scent of, what's the word I'm looking for? Moisture from the thatched roof above. Romulus and Remus, your room is not cold, but having slept next to Kraren's heating rock, it is a lot colder than 35 degrees. Both of you are very happy about the furs and blankets provided, even though it's a little bit nippy around the nose. It's not uncomfortable, and both of you rather quickly fall into slumber. Elos, the chest weasel, is curling up on top of the small cabinet between your beds and turns into a long white snake of fur, basically.
Long white snake of fur or a fuzzy donut?
Yes. It's kind of like a more of a cinnamon
Fuzzy
roll than a
pretzel.
donut, because tightly wrapped.
Yes.
A few hours in, you're not entirely sure when, Remus, something twists outside. You hear a creaking sound, and your eyes fly open, but you're not in the room anymore. You're in a stone room. All around you are old, damp stone bricks. And as you look around, each of these bricks is the size of your head. And you look around, you see a rectangular doorway, but there's no door there. And just outside this doorway, you can see a mesa of red and gray stone that stretches out towards the horizon. As you take in the view, you hear that creaking again, almost like a large door swinging on old hinges. And you look outside, poking your head out, and that mesa seems to continue all around this building that you're in. The building itself is very small, maybe 2 rooms, and only the room that you were in first actually still has a roof. The other one seems to have collapsed, and you see more of those large stone bricks all around you. And taking a step out, you're not even conscious of taking a step. Suddenly you're just outside. And you look down from this high plateau on the mesa. And in the valleys between the plateaus, a maze stretches out, filling the entire region. Every inch of the space in between these plateaus is part of this maze, this labyrinth. And there's a slight shift. You hear that creaking again, the groaning of old hinges, and there's a slight shift in the color of the sky. It goes from a gray-orange to red to like almost a reddish purple. And just a wind starts picking up, snaking through the where is it? There it is. Snaking through the different winding paths of this labyrinth below you. And you hear that creaking again. And right above you, you see again the sky shifting color. And where you expect to see clouds or sky, cracks start forming, shaping, twisting, and you realize they look like fish scales. But each scale is the size of a ship. And in the center of the sky, just above you, is a large gem. Red and slightly pulsing. Each time you hear that creak, there is a flash in the gem. Each time you look around, the sky shifts color again. And then you see the scales close around the ruby or the gem, blinking. And then blinks again. And in your mind, you hear, "Sleep, child." And you startle awake.
Oh dear.
And you're in the room, sleeping on the furs. You have kicked the furs a little bit, but It's the same wooden room. Same bed that you went to bed in. Across the way, you can barely see Romulus. Because I imagine you do not go to sleep with the goggles on.
No. As much as he loves them, no.
In the dim light, you can barely see Romulus across the room.
Has the dream translated to some sort of agitation that have awoken the ferret thing?
From what you can tell, no. It's the chest weasel has moved from where it was curled up at first, and then over to where Romulus is sleeping. And it's kind of like a halo now, but it's still sleeping.
I think what he'll do is he would get up and like rummage through their kit and try to write down as much of what happened in the dream as he could remember.
Okay. Yep. Absolutely, you can do that. Let's give me a wisdom check. That's a save.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Wisdom check. Oh no, I am burning that inspiration. I wanna. Ah!
I'm so well. Don't you have bardic inspiration?
No, it's just 10 minutes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. You jot down notes, a lot of them. They might make sense in the morning, you're not sure.
Given how quickly I've written down everything you've said, I can't read my own handwriting anyway, so it's probably in keeping with what we're going to be doing.
I mean, fair. And it's dark as well, unless you want to actually light a torch to write things. Or
no,
put on your
hold
goggles.
On.
You can.
No, hold on. Yeah, no, he's tried to write this all down in the dark.
That's fair. So it
Is
might
your paper lined?
Yeah, got loads of lines on it. Some of them might even be vaguely in the words at some point.
I just have this image that you've sort of written what you were writing in a circle.
I mean,
It might
lucky if it's on the right page.
It might be readable in the morning. You're not entirely sure, but you're sure you got it down on paper.
Turns out you accidentally had the pencil the wrong way.
Yeah, entirely possible.
You know, like, you know that thing when you try to write things down in the dark, you see that there's something on the paper because paper is white and the writing is dark, but you're not sure what it says.
Yeah.
It might be readable in the morning.
Can I estimate how long I might have been asleep for?
It's kind of hard to tell. You would have to go out into the hallway because there are no windows in your room. The roof, it's like it's a thatched roof. It continues down. So when you walked in, you saw that there was one window to the north end and one to the south end. Well,
okay.
One to the north because the other one was inside the room, so you didn't see that. But you know there's a window looking north. I know my cardinal directions.
I will remove my
Never
axe from the
eat
door.
soggy wheat bix.
Mine is never eat shredded wheat. That's what I learned when I was a kid.
Same.
And there's supposed to be, isn't there? Like, there's one that's like Nelly the elephant, something or other, something. I can't remember. I'm terrible. Anyway, yes, I will move the great axe away from the door and kind of like peek my head out into the hallway, just to see whether or not I can tell via just having my head outside in the hall, what the light situation looks like outside the window.
Okay. Give me a survival check. You guess a few hours. A little bit hard to tell, but you're guessing a couple of hours. Maybe 3, 4.
Okay. Yeah, kind of come back into the room, set up the axe alarm.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of climb back into the bed. Does he feel like the times when he's had that, or that he's only done it once, hasn't he, where he's expelled that energy, part of a rage? Does his body feels like that, or like when he's managed to successfully overcome that feeling? Does he feel any residual of that in relation to having just woken up from this dream?
There's a similar vibe to it. It's more similar to the vision you had of the red dragon than the rage feelings you get of expelling flames. And as you crawl into bed, it strikes you that you're Kellerstar. Kellerstar don't dream.
That's concerning.
Yes.
Are you becoming human?
Or am I somehow mentally connected to a giant red dragon?
That would be quite cool.
Okay. Okay. He'll do a couple of the mental exercises he does as a mercenary so that he can fall back to sleep.
Okay.
And he will deal with the shit in the morning.
Yep. Yeah, it, even with as not terrifying but concerning the dream was, you fall back to sleep pretty quickly. And all of you manage to get a long rest.
Da, 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 da.
Awesome.
And I stopped there before copyrights.
For the elves,
Yes.
I've been sitting here pondering what the hell, because now we're not sleeping outdoors, now we're not necessarily keeping, guards. What the hell does Craren and Oren actually spend 4 hours in the middle of the fucking night talking about? Postulating they are even talking. Or not just sitting at a weird angle and just glaring at each other for no particular reason. But we have 4 hours to kill.
Yes.
Before the other lads wake up.
Well, I know
As a
that
player, I have
Oren
no idea
is.
now.
I know Oren is spending that 4 hours knitting, but he does not knit with his mouth. So
You say that.
that's a different kind of knitting, and I'm not sure that Craren is interested.
Craren is not interested in you tying knots with his, to his package in the first place, because knots are painful. Otherwise, he's not having adverse reactions to any such. Just the part of having knots tied to his junk.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
But yeah.
Said Oren wouldn't bring it up, but he wouldn't be opposed if someone else did.
Craren is pondering, questioning, wondering. why, and talking to Orange, those statues down there,
Mm. Yeah.
do you reckon they are pre or post-war? Just,
Oh,
because,
I mean, they're pretty fucking old, mate.
yeah, seem like they have been there for, what's virtually forever, but, just the statue seems older, but the brazier seems newer, so it's like, it's been there for a while,
Yeah.
and someone has repurposed it after the fact.
Yeah. I don't know.
Been here in between? Nothing? Just whole lots of nothing?
I mean,
Surely this
maybe.
place must have been inhabited forever.
Well, most places are if they're
No,
able to sustain life.
what I'm mostly getting at is more of there's been statues, worship, things of the sort, and then nothing. And then someone decided that let's go down here and put braziers, and then those were destroyed. And then we show up.
What, do you think it's some kind of secret?
Might be.
Scary shit?
Maybe, but it's also a big swath of nothing happened forever, and then braziers.
Well, sometimes places are lost to time and memory.
And I mean, that's fair. It just strikes me as curious that she would ask us to go down and do things, and then mystical things has been happening, and she said nothing really about it. Was she unaware, or is she willingly hiding something?
Or was she trying to kill us?
And if she was trying to kill us, why? As an
Get our
offering
stuff?
to that vampire spawn?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. I thought maybe she just wanted our stuff.
That might also be true. That might also be true.
I don't know. I don't trust it.
It just strikes me as unusual. We arrive asking for a room, we get a room, and then there's a rumor about things, and then we help her out because, we might as well while we're still here.
Well, anyone in a bloody group these days is considered an adventurer. So I imagine she just thought that she'd, get the brave old heroes to fix a problem.
But she also knew that people had died here before, so why would she send us down? What does she know that we didn't?
I don't think she did. Like she said, she didn't expect us to survive, so...
At which point she expected us to die.
Yeah, but... I mean...
Is it
I
a
guess that's how
hobby of
much...
her?
I guess that's just how much these people value sentient life.
Do you think they were betting?
Oh, probably.
Ways to die kind of betting.
Oh, yeah. I reckon that they probably made more than that 100 and whatever gold they gave us just on the betting alone.
Probably.
Yeah. But, that's our lot.
It is. How do you reckon the other guys are going? How are you going? We're barely holding together. You were dead for a moment.
I'm fine.
You're fine.
Yeah.
The fuck you are.
Fine.
You were
I had a
beat.
good rest.
You were
I'm
beat
good.
to. You were beat to basically nothing, and then brought back to life. Of course, you're not fine.
I was
I
dead
mean-
at the time.
Yes, you were dead at the time.
Exactly.
Are you recovering is what I'm saying. Are you
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
It could have been worse. I could have been dead. Thank you for that, by the way.
It's the very least I can do.
So, Karen,
Yeah.
what's your favorite colors?
Marine blue and royal purple.
Okay.
Why?
Don't worry about it.
Instantly
enough.
worries about it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just sort of shrugs, continues knitting.
the quote unquote aggressive knitting makes me think
Yes.
of Tom and Jerry Technicolor. The lady owner of Tom is knitting at some point, and knitting bits is actually, not just virtually, but literally flying through the air as she knits and does things. That is sort of what I'm envisioning is happening with your aggressive knitting.
Basically, you can barely see his hands. And the knitting needles are a blur. With Ardana's permission, I'd let you roll a perception check on those knitting needles, sir.
Yeah, sure. If you want to.
If you're interested.
How come you're knitting anyway? Is that a stress response?
That's what I do. It's what do you call it? Creative release.
That is fair. That is entirely fair.
Some bards sing, some play instruments. I can do both, but my favorite medium is yarncraft.
Interesting. How did you discover that? Did you just wake up one morning and said, you know what, I'm gonna take this ball of yarn and just throw it against the wall until it shows up to be a coaster?
Well, I watched spiders for one, and then I read books and just I sought out people who could teach me the art.
Huh. Fascinating.
That's more practical, I think, than, say, music or singing. Or poetry.
I mean,
I can turn this ball of yarn here into a garment that can be worn for years.
Interesting.
Or a backpack, or a papoose, or anything really.
That's a fascinating piece of kit, really. I can see how that can be very useful in many regards.
Yeah.
Sunrise.
Yes.
Are we? No, there was more a when sunrise. Do you think we should just knock on the other guy's door and leave, or do we have a plan? We had a plan to rest here and then leave, but we have a door, we have equipment, we have cart, we have donkeys, and then what?
I mean, I say we get all our shit and then we head out.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Magic happens and sunrise.
Yep.
I guess.
Yes. Kraran and Oren, could both of you please roll me a perception check?
Really?
I can perceive things.
I can see clearly now. The rain has gone.
What to do with Lorraine?
No, actually, it's still raining, and that's annoying because it's like 2 degrees outside.
16.
All right. Sometime during your talk, both of you hear creaking of hinges.
Oh, shit.
And then a few moments later, you hear the click of a door closing. Very faint, as if whoever did it was making sure to not make too much noise. And it seems to be
think we
coming
should-
from the other room.
I think we should go see that they're not being murdered in their sleep.
That is entirely fair. That is entirely fair.
I don't trust these people who think so little of our lives that they'd send us off to fight a vampire spawn.
Crowden grabs a dagger.
You see, Oren pull the knitting needles out of his work, putting a piece of twine through it to keep it all in place before he wanders out with the knitting needles in hand.
All right. As you step out of your room, you see faint light filtering in through a frosted over window to the north of the building. The light slightly touching everything, but you don't hear anything, you don't see anything.
I'm just gonna sneak into their room, make sure they're all right.
Providing it's unlocked, I guess.
Maybe. Slither.
Skidder,
Did you want me to
skidder,
roll?
skidder.
Did you want me to roll stealth?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Stealth. That
Yeah.
is a 17.
You are very sneaky. And Craren, the only reason why you know that Oren is there is because you saw him basically crouch down and start tiptoeing over. But he almost completely blends with the shadows of this space. And you're pretty sure that if you didn't have dark vision, you wouldn't notice him at all.
Are you opening the door, Terris?
Yeah.
Did you lock the door?
No, it was more the fact that I propped the great axe back against it.
Yep. Oren, please give me a dexterity save.
Dex save.
I just want to see if you're fast enough to catch the great axe before it falls as you open the door.
13.
Nope. You open the door and you open it a little bit too fast, and suddenly you hear a clank, 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 clank.
Dex.
And Remus, I'd say.
Vanish into the night.
Remus, you were subconsciously like prepared for that possibility. Romulus, it takes you like half a second to go like something's happening to I'm awake.
Because I was prepared for the great axe
Yes.
clattering. Can I throw a hand axe? I would have slept with my hand axes.
Yeah, sure. Roll an
You
attack.
weird bleeder.
That's gonna hit.
Considering that you are in, you're
Prone
heavily
position.
obscured, Terris.
Yeah.
Uh,
Probably with disadvantage.
So yeah, you would have. It hits the door, flat side, and just to the ground, making a lot of noise. You are making a lot of noise.
Hey, it's me.
Who's it's me? As he's holding
Alright.
the other hand ready to throw. Why are you coming into our room?
I heard your door go and I thought that someone might have come in here to kill you.
I mean, I'll kill you if you interrupt my sleep again.
I'm sorry.
Like, what time is it?
Yes.
It's still dark. A little bit.
It's about
Look.
3 in the morning, roughly,
Yes.
maybe.
Yeah, there's still a few hours till dawn. I wanted to make sure you guys were okay. I'm sorry. Get back to sleep.
Sure. And he'll get up, walk over and retrieve both the hand axe and the great axe. And then kind of like, you are out of the room so the door can be shut so he can prop the great axe against it. Again.
And maybe don't throw axes at your friends next time, yeah?
Or maybe I don't sneak into my room and I wouldn't need to throw an axe at the person coming through the door. The last person who snuck up me whilst I was sleeping, we had to kill.
Well, yeah. Okay. Sorry. And he's going to sort of...
We didn't have to kill. We just chose to kill.
Yeah, just to Crowron when he's up. They're fine.
That rumble I just heard, what happened?
He knocked over a great axe. Some idiot had it leaning up against the bloody door. Actually, that was probably by design, but still.
That seems vaguely impractical. What happened? Is everyone okay? Are you okay?
I had an axe thrown at me, but I'm all right. It missed.
That's fair. Did we wake anyone else?
Only them, I think. I hope. Whoops.
We can still hear you.
Shut the door. As I go back to the bed, I'll pat you on the shoulder and just go, nice reflexes, but there, buddy. Better late than never.
Yeah, Romulus is like, oh yeah, something happened. Night.
Night.
No, with an 11 passive perception.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so the rest of the night passes uneventfully, and all of you wake up. Well, the elves are already awake, but
I'm happy with just the bottom line. All of you wake up.
yeah, all of you wake up. It is a chilly morning for those not sharing a room with Craren, and all of you get a... I did that on purpose. All of you get a long rest.
Excellent.
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 The early morning sunrise is... sunlight is filtering in through the window in the hallway, and it promises to be a bright, sunny, and chilly day. Quick question, because I really want to know. During this whole thing, where is your door?
We left it with the
Okay.
Cart.
with the general score person to bring alongside the cart and all of the other bits and pieces he was going to be bringing us.
Did she?
That is very fair. So, make your way down to the inn, and it is empty. Aside from Jerica, who is currently, you can hear her in the kitchen. And as you come down, let me grab you all. Up. As you come
Oren
down,
has donned old woman disguise again, by the way.
all right. As you come down, you get the scent of coffee, some fried, possibly salted pork, bread, some form of herbal tea, and just an assortment of breakfast scents.
Because it got a
Excellent.
fucking H in it.
Yes, it does. And Oren has made a beeline for it, in fact.
All right. You sit down by the tables, and Jerica comes out with a just looks at you all and just, good morning. I hope you all had a great sleep. Strapping people that helped me so much really deserve a good rest. Now, what can I get you?
What is that delicious scent I can hear? I can smell frying.
Well, we have eggs, we have salted pork, we have toast, cheese, we have porridge if you want that, and I do believe we have a couple of different types of jam.
I will have all of the above. Thank you.
Coming right up.
Yeah.
Oh, before I forget, a couple of mules and a cart were dropped off for you about 30 minutes ago.
Oh, yes, that's for a continuing journey, dear.
Ah, right.
These old bones don't do so well wandering on Shank's pony, you see.
I understand. My traveling days have long passed for similar reasons.
I'm still spry in short bursts, but the long travel takes it out of me.
Right. Well, I shall not take up too much of your time. All of the above for all of you. Oh, we do have some white pudding as well. If you're
What's that?
interested. It's like black pudding, but different color.
Why is it white?
I have no idea.
I
I'll
mean,
try some.
from a player perspective, white pudding is fucking excellent.
It really is.
Yeah, it's just, I'll try some.
It's basically
So just
oatmeal
blood pudding without
sausage.
Blood. No, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
It's black.
do take a seat. Take a seat. I'll come out with something for you all to eat.
I mean, it's black pudding without blood, essentially.
Yes. Oh, itchy.
It's really nice. Yeah. You sit down. I'm guessing, and about
Yes.
10 minutes later, Jerica comes out with a large tray with bowls of porridge with dried berries on top, plates of fried pork and white pudding and eggs, and like a cutting board with bread on it, and some cheese and butter. And whatever you decided you wanted to drink. Coffee, morning ale, tea, water, milk.
Morning ale.
Morning
I
ale.
think Oren has chosen tea and milk for his breakfast drinks.
All right. White blood cells, yes. All right. All of it is excellently cooked. It's
Yeah, excellent.
So breakfast had, meals have arrived, your cart has arrived. Was there anything else you wanted to do in town before? And how did you want to travel? Where do you want to go?
Oren is happy to leave that up to whoever he thinks is in charge, which is, I think, Romulus and Remus, since they were the OG members of the party.
Where are we? I mean, I sort of remember the map, but at the same time,
Okay,
please remind my stupid brain.
Let me grab you on the map. There we go.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, we are heading north to the like with the lake to on our right, moving up north to a different village or some description.
Yeah. So you were told way back when that Derek is interested in making a connection between the planned line, which is along this line on the map, and a fishing village right in this nook on the north side of Blackwater Lake, like right here, because that is where the fishing vessels and trade vessels from the river meet the potential, like would meet the railroad.
Ooh.
That makes sense.
So you have if that is where you want to head, you have the option of going around the lake on land, and it will take about 5 days if weather holds, or you can cut across the lake, which will roughly take 3 days, but you will be at the mercy of the waters.
See, there may be things in those waters. I mean, there's definitely things on the land, but if Guild Wars 2 has taught me anything, things in water are a hell of a lot more difficult to fight.
Yeah.
That seems reasonable, yeah.
Because you have the added bonus of drowning.
Yes. And cold as fuck water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Oren does not relish the idea of having his balls turned to raisins if he falls off whatever they're using to traverse the water. But that said, he will follow the others if they choose to go on the lake.
You know, inverting your wanker seems...
Oh yeah. I think all of you would be like be in the know. Even though this region is not as cold as the northern regions of this continent, falling into that water will probably be a death sentence in about 2 minutes.
Yeah. Nah.
I don't know, guys. I'm not even sure if I can swim.
In that cold, you can't.
Yeah. Your
I'm-
muscles block up and you go.
Ow.
Not ideal.
So,
Yeah.
but it's up to
nah.
you. You can get passage. It will take you about 3 days across the lake, or about 5-6 around on land.
Up to you, lads.
We got the donkeys in the cart for a reason.
That is
Yes.
true. We paid for it.
We absolutely did.
Where Ben?
Indeed.
Get off my laptop. Worst cat.
Now, I do believe that you got provisions, like you got rations, you got stuff, you got the donkeys, you got the cart the day before. It was delivered to you here. So,
Use.
as the day is early, the mules have been taken care of for the night and are quickly attached to your cart. Is there anything else you would like to do in this place?
No. Not me.
Nope.
No.
I got nothing.
I think as we exit the tavern and close the door behind us, I will have to do my disguise self to make me look like doorman. Crazy old doorman.
Doorman, TM.
Yes.
And
Door.
yes, I literally I'll just kind of walk up to the car and start going door.
And there it
Yes,
is.
dear. Door.
The door. In all its glory, on the cart.
And he'll climb up into said cart and hug door. Door.
All right. Now let me grab the town map, because I made one of them for a reason. Let me see. Yeah, from the Wharfside Inn up to the northern gate, it takes you maybe half an hour. It's not a lot of traffic this early in the morning, and you are quickly back out on the road, heading north. Now,
On the road again.
the cart and the mules can easily take all 4 of you. It's a little bit cramped, but not too bad. With the feed, with your new stuff, with the door and the 4 of you, it's a little bit cramped on the cart, but it's not like
because naturally it's a D&D
sardines.
session. Of course we need to carry a door. Oh.
Obviously.
I mean, it's
Yes.
amazing. Don't get me wrong, but it's also so severely stereotypical.
Yes.
Oh,
It's wonderful.
it is.
Come here, cat.
It's
goes
glorious,
my blanket.
and it's our door.
Yes.
Indeed.
It's Remus's door when he's in doorman disguise.
It is. It is.
He's Remus del Door for a reason.
Yes.
At some point,
Door.
when we have a place to call a base, we need to have a fake door.
Yes.
This is true. So, on the cart, there is room for 2 people at the front, one steering, so to speak, and the other two in the back of the cart with the door. Who is leading this expedition? I guess my question is, who is on watch?
That's up to you guys. Oren is pretty agreeable.
And until we're out of sight of the city, down, he's not breaking his.
Yeah. I was about.
Gorgeous
No, there's no way Remus is leading anything in this state.
growing
Oren
up, he wanted
chooses not
be
to
a
be
bard.
next to that.
He wanted to entertain. He's very, serious to the part.
At which point, Craren will be keeping lookouts and things of the sort,
All
trying
right.
to steer this ahead.
All right.
Because-
Give me a perception check.
Because when you're in the party with a circus,
Yep.
Someone needs to be the ringmaster.
what did you say?
Perception check.
Perception. Perception.
As you're making your way along the shoreline, you have the lake to your right, and there's a slight incline from where the road is and where the sand starts and continues down to the frozen waters. You can see most of the expanse around you. The road itself seems to be well traveled, and it hasn't, it snowed the day before, but it wasn't a lot, and you can still see the path ahead of you. Anyone in chat who's still there, could you please roll me a d20? So exclamation point, roll space d20. All right, a 9. Next time, Lilith. The day passes relatively uneventful. You do see a way over on the lake. A few of the fishing vessels coming in closer to the beach, and you can see where the ice of the lake started breaking up a bit. You'd guess that walking on the ice is probably okay, but you wouldn't pull the cart on it. It would probably go through.
Blub, 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 blub.
Yes, let's not blub blub.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah.
You do see far off in the distance towards the west. Since you're traveling north, far off to the west, you see what looks like soft cloud. Possibly something moving, might be snow, but the lack of clouds indicates there's probably something moving far off into the swamp.
Understood.
Rest of the day continues uneventfully, and there are campsites along the way. You're traveling along a well-trodden path, and as the sun sets, you find a decent place to set up camp. Are the elves keeping watch at night, or are you swapping out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd imagine that one of us would take early and one of us would take late.
Yeah, Craren will be happy to take first watch.
Yeah, and I'll take second. That's
Okay.
easy for me.
Please give me a perception check for whoever keeps watch.
Okay.
Any one
I
of you
need to rub
can.
my
I'm not
nose.
gonna.
Really? I haven't rolled normal through the entire day, so you know.
It's
Perception.
It's
Alright.
average
That's
night.
that's a 19, but it would actually be a 20 because I've got an extra number
yeah.
for some reason.
I have no idea. Maybe I don't know.
Oh, it's just I haven't updated roll 20 yet.
Okay. That makes sense. Yep. So yeah, you first watch completely uneventful. That soft dust cloud thing you saw in the distance earlier has seemed to have vanished, and from the vantage point of the camp, you can't really see any threats during your watch, Kraran. Oren, as you're keeping watch, you can see that your vantage point is pretty good. Whoever set up this campsite from the first time did a really good job. You do see, because you have a lot further dark vision.
Yes.
You do see further down towards the water's edge, during the early hours of the morning, a group of 3 foxes coming down to drink water.
Foxes, not particularly edible creatures.
In a pinch. Probably shouldn't. There are better options. But they scamper away almost immediately. And
yes. He will let them live.
The night wraps up and you get a rather comfortable long rest. It's not as comfortable as a bed, but it's decent. It's not cold. It's a little bit damp, but you had worse.
Hey, Donna.
Yes.
Query. Suggesting that Oren has been, you know, as you do, vaguely knitting since he died and came back. How long do you think it would take to create a garment?
It depends on the garment.
On his off time? We'll say it is a hooded sweater.
I mean, I can crochet a hooded sweater in 3 days.
Excellent. So we are working on it.
Yeah. I don't know about knitting because I don't know how to knit, but I can crochet a sweater in about 3 days if I work on it continuously.
Yes.
All right. You
I need my inhaler.
finish your rest, get some food, and continue on northbound. Same configuration of Remus. Now you don't have to be doorman anymore, unless you really want to.
No,
Oh, dear.
he'll probably be up front. Up front, I think. But I think this time, as we journey, as we've done our first night back out in the wild, he will talk about the dream that he had in the Tavern. God. Words. They do work occasionally in my brain. So he'll talk quite loudly to the rest of the group, and he'll say, "So, Oren, you know the night you came and I nearly
Yeah.
took your head off with an axe.
Yeah.
I assume you heard me moving around?
Yeah.
And this is very odd, had a dream.
Oh, that is very odd.
Well, I say it was a dream. It was more like the vision that I've had before. You two didn't know about it, but you two probably don't know about it. But when we entered the Druid's Grove with our two companions before, they were completing a chant of some sort, and I had a vision of someone carrying two children away from a dragon attack.
Huh.
The Druids informed us that there's only been 2 dragon attacks in the last 50 or so years that they're aware of, involving a red dragon in particular. One far to the south, and I've forgotten the name of the continent. Sugar.
Sugar.
Yes, continent of sugar.
Zendrik.
Yes. There we go. Eberron interactive map. Is this Zendrik?
Yes.
Yes. And one in a place called the Orkaloon province. They informed us that that particular location is where the Kalashtar are generally from, which apparently that's what my brother and I are. Last night,
tracks.
yeah, I'm glad you agree.
Yeah.
The other night, I had a dream that involved waking up in a damaged building and on a giant mesa plateau thing. Beneath me was a giant labyrinth or maze completely filling the valley below. And in the sky, there was a gem that blinked, possibly an eye. The sky was scaled, kind of like a fish, but I'm leaning more towards this idea that it was a dragon, and it was a red dragon.
Oh.
It told me to sleep, and then I woke up.
That's the opposite of what it told you to do, though.
Yes, well, in a world where I can't dream, it's very odd for someone to tell me to sleep.
I don't sleep. I was under the impression... No, you guys do sleep, don't you?
Well, we sleep, but we don't dream. So for me to dream / have a vision whilst I am asleep is also incredibly weird.
What does it mean? I mean, you and your brother may have been the 2 children spirited off, yes?
I mean, that makes the most logical sense.
Yeah.
It does. It does.
We never knew who our parents were. We were abandoned and shot as children.
Do you think maybe you were spirited away because the dragon was after you specifically?
Again, I think that would be a logical conclusion to make.
And now you're having dreams where it's talking to you?
Yes. Although, again, we don't dream. So...
Yeah. I know. It's weird.
It's also curious that
it's happening to me and not to you?
Exactly. Unless my whole issue with the sword is messing with it, maybe, I don't know, but
I mean, I would ask you to ask her, but I don't know whether or not that's a good idea or not.
No, I don't want to risk it. She's been happily quiet, and I don't want to tempt fate. Thing is, remember that writing that's on the sword?
Yes.
But due to my new ability to understand and read all writing, I could potentially read it, but I don't want to risk taking it out of the sheath because I feel like I might end up accidentally killing someone. So I'm in a bit of a predicament here where curiosity can kill the cat.
Maybe we need to get a cat so you have something to kill.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or we can use another one of your things from your bag of tricks.
Yeah, but she didn't seem to like that, did she?
No, but
No.
then again, she might not like a cat.
Mm.
Anyways, that is curious. That is only affecting you.
It is. Yeah.
And then you have the weird rage thing that happens every now and then.
Two. Perhaps
I think we might have to visit Sean at some point, see if we can get some more information.
yeah.
That's a
'Cause-
plan. Yeah.
Besides,
what do
Yeah,
you
back
plan
to
to do about it meanwhile?
I mean, there's not much that I can do, is there? I will just.
All we can do is, if you have any other dreams, try and note it down as best you can. Maybe we can decipher some sort of meaning behind it.
Well, I
And
did write it down beforehand, and I scramble around for the pieces of paper.
All right. You
Is it a language?
you
Don't worry, I should be
find
able to
it.
read it.
Anyone who tries to read it, please give me an intelligence check.
Oh, shit. Lauren is not good at those.
Oh, no, that's a save. Never mind, hang on. Okay.
Let's see. Intelligence is -1. He rolled a 15.
Yeah.
I do have Eyes of the Runekeeper as well. Does this help? or does it not get... or is this some sort of like eldritch...
Oh, wow.
That doesn't affect it. Oh, wow.
Okay. Remus, you have no idea what you wrote. It's your handwriting. It's definitely your handwriting.
Oh god, I recognize this from fucking elementary school. What the fuck did I write here, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Read.
Romulus, with Eyes of the Runekeeper, and you're pretty sure that's your brother's handwriting,
Mm-hmm.
and you're decently sure that's supposed to be common,
Mm-hmm.
and you're pretty sure that that word says ruby,
Aha.
but and with what Remus has told you, you get the gist of what this is that even writing says. Oren, you can make out most of the words if you squint and tilt your head a little bit.
Yeah, just bloody hell. Did you grab my scorpion, dip it in ink, and throw it against the page a few times? What the hell?
Oh come on,
I mean-
give it here.
I'm not fucking done.
And you get, aside from not really knowing Remus's handwriting, you get roughly what Romulus gets out of it as well. Because Romulus, you did have the advantage of Eyes of the Runekeeper, which lowered the DC for you slightly. But Oren and Romulus, you get roughly the same kind of information based on what Remus has talked about, and something similar to Craren.
Yoinks the piece of the paper from Moran. So just give it here.
We do not snatch
No, it's I read magical scrolls
Can't
for.
get big brain energy.
No, but I read demented people's handwritings and try to make sense of it. I should
That
be
makes
able
absolute sense. Yeah, you take it.
and then it just turns the piece of paper just 3 and 4 times less. This should be up, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume his writing left to right. Okay, here we go.
With a 23, it doesn't take you too long to figure out what it says, and it's basically what Remus has told you. You have seen some people that you've actually corresponded with has worse handwriting than this, and you managed to figure it out. But it's a challenge. That you're pretty sure that if you manage to somehow work this, you could make it into a very good cipher.
Remus, do you want me to transcribe this into a readable form?
I mean, I'd appreciate it. I did write it in the dark without my goggles on.
That's entirely fair. And
With your
Clarence-
toes?
Clarence pulls out a fresh sheet of paper and starts transcribing it into something that is, a more concise and legible form of writing in common that people in general should be able to read.
Yeah, doesn't take you too long. It's, like I mentioned, you've seen people with worse handwriting and they were not trying to write in the dark after just waking up.
Hey, here you go,
Maybe-
Remus. Just, notes of what you've done, what you've dreamt. Here you go. That should make more sense to you.
Do you want to look after it for me? I have a tendency to get covered in blood.
Surely. No problem.
All right. Anyone want to roll a perception check for today's travel, or for the day's travels?
Oh, I was about the note I just wrote.
No, that's perfectly readable. No issues whatsoever. This is more like keeping an eye out.
So that would actually be a 19, not an 18.
Oh, for
Yeah.
fuck's sake!
Craren, you're busy transcribing.
Yeah, apparently.
And then
Busy transcribing and then being slightly distracted by Remus, who is now muttering door under his breath because he can't quite get out of character.
but Oren,
And then just jabs Remus in the ribs after a while. Would you please have started over for the 19th time now?
Oren,
Sorry.
keeping an eye out. The road seems to vanish for a moment into a snowbank.
Oh.
And you have to swerve a little bit to not get stuck in it. But detour maybe 5 minutes, not more. And you start
Excellent.
like far off in the distance. You see what looks like a copse of trees that you will reach in about a couple of hours, maybe. And the road is getting harder to travel. Several times you have to go off the road a little bit to avoid snow piles or potholes.
Okay.
And with how difficult the area is currently, it slows you down a lot. And you look around and you can see clouds starting to gather again. You gather that in the morning you probably get, if not snowfall, then overcast.
Okay.
But once again, you don't really have any issues finding a place to camp. It seems this path has been scoped out before. The camp this time has been snowed over, so you have to make a little, like, unless you want to sleep on the cart, you have to make space. And the cart is covered, so you would still have shelter from the weather if you choose to sleep, but it's going to be really cramped.
Fair.
I mean, I'll clear the ground.
Hmm?
I'll clear the ground so that we can set up a tent.
Yep, I'll help.
It's...
I'll just...
Yep.
I was going to say, I'll light a torch and then kind of just walk it backwards and forwards across the snow to try and melt it.
All right. It takes you a while. It takes about...
You know what's easier?
Hmm?
You could prestidigitate the ground to warm it, which would melt the snow.
I mean, you could also blow a gust of air from the torch to turn it into a bit of a flamethrower. And that is more fun.
That's true.
It takes about half an hour to clear enough
we
snow
try.
that way.
We try various different techniques.
Yep.
Our torch-based flamethrower. Ground heating. chucking the cube down in various locations.
Yes.
It takes you about half an hour with various testing of techniques, but you do manage to clear out enough of a space to throw up your tents.
One of the
Yes.
beauties about that heating cube thing is that once we're done with clearing off the snow, not only will it be warm, since it's a dry heat, it will also dry off the ground. So not only will we be on a snow-free patch of ground, it will also be dry.
Yep. And no extra ice from melting the snow.
Aaron has decided he doesn't want to be more than 10 to 15 feet from Craren at any given time.
So the cube itself gives off, I think is it 15 foot radius of 35 degrees?
Something to that effect.
And then, like, it tapers off. It's not like a wall, but it tapers off.
Yeah, no, he doesn't want to be more than 15 feet away from Craren at any given time. Thank you.
No, it's strange.
He is the warmth bringer.
Yeah, it's a strange sensation stepping out of that boundary, because it's almost like a wall. It goes from this is comfortable to this is nippy to no, thank you. And
Where did my dick go?
I mean, I wouldn't know.
I
This is
cast
true.
dick inversion.
All right.
Well, that saved the talk.
All right. Anyone
keeps
wants,
chafing to a minimum.
anyone want
I'm
to
so
roll
sorry.
me a d20, please? Just
I'm
straight up
giggling too
D20.
hard to roll.
Hey, twins roll same.
Twinsies win.
Okay.
Yay.
So, who's on watch? Cat?
What's on second?
Yes.
I thought Aaron was on second.
I don't know, some third.
Fair enough.
Ah.
Whoever, someone please roll me a perception check for
I
the
do-
night's watch.
Oh, Night's
Okay.
Watch. Craren will do first watch, obviously.
That's a 9 for me.
God damn it!
As you're keeping watch, it seems nice, clear. Nothing really to report until like 2 hours into your watch, Craren, it starts snowing heavily. And the only reason why you can see anything is a combination of dark vision and the weird heat current from the air around the cube, keeping the an area of 15 feet radius clear of snow, but you can't see anything outside it. The whole area turns into that like muffled snow sound, and
Gods, I missed that sound.
same. It's like a hush that falls over the entire area, and nothing happens.
That is, by definition, a deafening silence.
Yes, it is. Your watch is uneventful, aside from the snowfall. And Oren, you wake up to silence. The whole area is just quiet. And you look around and you see this like dome of heavy snowfall. It's not windy, but it's like thick snowflakes falling down and moving aside around the heat rising from the area around the cube. You have a tiny little bit visibility more than Craren, but we're talking like 2-3 feet more.
Okay.
Yes,
So yeah,
this one
he'll
is
just
thick.
he'll just chill to make sure nothing gets into their personal bubble.
Yeah. But aside from being tense that you can't really see anything outside, the night passes. Nothing really happens. You can, for a moment, you hear howling in the distance, but that's it. Towards when sun starts to rise, you hear that howling. And then you hear a reply further off, but it doesn't come closer.
Excellent.
The morning dawns, the snow is still falling thick, and instead of like that dark light or darkness with flecks of white, everything turns into I wouldn't say bright white, but like a grayish white hue, and you can't really see anything beyond 20 feet ahead of you.
It's just occurred to me. Aren't we still sensitive to sunlight?
Yeah. Oren and Romulus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice reprieve from sunlight. Even though you can't see more than 20 feet ahead, there's no sun just burning in your eyes.
Oren still wears his knitted bucket cap, though. I think he's got one too. It's one of the things that he does.
I mean, it keeps your ears from... Well, you're in the dome. But you imagine that it would still keep your ears nice and cozy. If you didn't have the heated dome.
Indeed.
And you can tell that the mules are restless and kind of worried as you're moving in this space. And it's almost like...
Oh, let me check a thing.
You can feel like the snow building up around the spokes of the cartwheels, and the snow becoming heavier and heavier for the mules to move through.
I do not have to speak with animals. That is unheard of for me.
The barbarian does.
The irony has not... Yeah.
And
all of a sudden...
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden you just hear Remus go, "Yeah!" as he originally casts Speak with Animals and asks whether or not the donkeys are okay.
Casually, without warning, just scaring the shit out of
This-
everyone else.
You get a
Yeah,
reply.
Orange shrieks.
Let me quickly do something.
You son of a bitch.
Quite possibly true.
Yeah.
Because he could also because he could also do it mentally, talk to them mentally. But it's just more fun if he scares the rest of the group.
Yes, but intentional.
As you do that, whoever is driving feels a tug on the reins, but only for a short minute, and then Remus, you hear a bloody fuck from the mule.
Claren jabs Remus in the ribs, going, "You bloody wise ass."
No, it's two donkeys.
Yes, ass, not arse.
Oh, what? Why you loud? Yeah,
Well,
why you
like-
loud?
I just wanted. I hadn't checked in. It's been a couple of days now. You've been carrying us. Well, they've been pulling us along. I normally wouldn't care, but I just wanted to check in because there's a lot of snow and it's not good travel conditions. So, how's it going?
It's
going, Bestie?
fine. Could be worse. Could be not snow.
Is this campaign's version of the Stoner Turtles? But you know,
Yeah, it could be not slow, but it's fine. Sorry for being slow.
It's
Can't-
okay.
Man.
You're not that bad. Can't
Slow
move
is fine.
faster.
Flow is fine. You have a very important door in your cart.
Why is the door in cart?
The door is a portal to another realm, where time is faster.
Right. Well, hopefully we can move faster tomorrow.
Cool. I
Uh,
mean,
yep.
like, if you need a chat for whatever reason, just give us a nudge, and I can cast this spell thingy again. Or I can do this, and I will mentally connect with one of them, and say hi. I can do this too.
All right. Let me. Yeah, it's fine. You connect with the mule, and for a brief moment you get a oh shit reaction, and then right, it's you.
Yeah, my brother can do this too.
I chime in. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Can only do it to one person at a time, though. Thing at a time.
I'll chime into the other one then.
Oh, hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Tired. It's snow.
Yeah.
It's warm though. Warm
Mm,
snow.
it's very good warm snow, isn't it?
Yes. It's not cold
Yeah.
snow.
Definitely not cold snow.
Should be letting up soon though.
That would be excellent if it did.
Oh. Wait. It's a good stopping spot ahead. Not sure how long though.
Perhaps it might be worth having a little break there, maybe?
A squiz.
Yeah, you just tell us. You just stop when you want us to stop. As in,
Really?
well, when you say there's a good stopping spot, just stop at the stopping spot, and then we'll tell the others.
Okay. Like, just keep trudging on. You get this feeling that it seems like they've fallen into a rhythm. And it's basically like when you get to that rhythm when you're doing tedious work, that you know if you stop, you will stop for the day. But if you keep going, you can keep going for a few more hours. So it's basically like one hoof in front of the next.
Yes.
And a couple of more hours, the snowing start letting up. It's not like heavy snow anymore. Visibility increases to first it was 20 feet, then it's 25, then 30, and then even though it's still snowing, you can see a lot further, like almost to the horizon. And by the time afternoon kicks in, you do see far off in the distance. It was Oren who saw that copse of trees, right?
Yep.
You see that one, maybe 20 minutes ahead.
Ooh.
And the mules keep walking over, and eventually you get to what looks like a small docks by a ruined house. It's two walls that are almost completely covered in snow. A small pier kind of thing with a bunch of broken crates and boxes next to it, and a boat where the ice have broken the side of it. And you get the feeling that the only reason why this boat hasn't sunk yet is because the ice is holding it in place. There are a bunch of trees around, and they're covered in snow, but you can see that the area around, like the yard of this place, the wind has moved much of the snow up against the ruins.
Excellent.
And I have space for you. And I feel that this is an excellent place to stop for the day as you reach this area mid to late afternoon. And you can see the sun starting to go down towards the west. And a soft breeze is kicking up whirlwinds across the yard. And that is where we're going to be picking up next time.
Excellent. I would like to say, if it would have been enough time now, that I think Oren, as they stop, reveals a basically like a cabled sweater with a hood, but inside it there are so many hidden pockets.
Nice. Nice, yeah.
And just hands it to Krarin. This is for saving my life, he says.
Thank you. This is really nice.
And it would be in whatever yarn he had available, as close as possible to the colours that he had said.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. And with that, we will be wrapping
Yes.
this session